1 year later after this ceasefire, can we truly say that the November 27th, 2024 ceasefire in Lebanon is still in effect, or was it merely an illusion?
Good evening, first of all, to you and your esteemed guest, and thank you very much for having me. Technically and diplomatically, to answer your question directly, of course, the ceasefire is still holding. From a technical perspective, the ceasefire is still the framework that governs the cessation of hostilities between Hezbollah and the Israeli side. From a diplomatic perspective, however, the UNIFIL and other actors are still working under the framework of that ceasefire, despite the fact that, as you mentioned in your report, there are almost countless violations by the Israeli side, whether we are talking about ground or air operations. However, what we can say about the situation on the ground is that the ceasefire, the truce which we have, is more like a fragile truce, very much an asymmetric truce, where we have one side, which is the Israeli side, carrying operations, whether on the ground or airstrikes. On the other side, we have Hezbollah trying to rebuild their military infrastructure, despite the fact they are practicing what is called kind of self-restraint. So it's more like we have a fragile truce than very much we can speak about the end of the ceasefire. The ceasefire is still holding, despite the fact that it's very fragile. We can describe what we have on the ground very much like a de facto no active war, rather than a complete collapse of the truce. If we have a collapse of the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel, we will see like rather more sustained kind of operations between the two sides. But as I said, what we can look at now is very much a fragile, asymmetric truce, where one side, which is the Israeli side, is continuing military operations, but very much targeting certain leadership rather than a sustained complete war on the ground as we had last year before the ceasefire.